bit of seasickness coming up here now. It's our first day at sea. How was your first night?
Very good, very good.
Salut, ça va?
Feed on my face from our bottle friend.
So this church is as old as the 6th century, but the building, which you can see, is 13th century. But it is very interesting for us because it has been created by a saint who sailed from France, from Brittany, all the way to here, and then he gathered other saint and they sailed back to Brittany again. So we have some Saint Dewi, Saint Paterne, Saint Sanson, which are famous in Brittany too. All of this in this church.
It's amazing to see our friends from Brittany and local Welsh keepers here talk about their saints. They have the same names in Welsh and in Breton, of course, and many have a story that is shared. Many saints from the time came from here and sailed all the way down to Brittany, or vice versa, in exactly such ships as we are using them now, like the Brioc. And now that our Breton friends have come up here again from Brittany in such a ship and discovering all these places where there's a common origin of their saints, like Saint Paterne in French and Paterne here, or Dewi, which is the same name in Breton as in Welsh, David. That's like a piece of history coming to life, and it's more than just people in costumes with a funny boat. This is like true heritage, true common links, finding back together in such a way, and that's really history brought to life. I'm having the shivers.
Yeah, it's not very simple as that is. Something's really knocked it in.
So we have essentially pillaged the local Welsh markets, and we are about to gather all the food on the ships. And during the advent of the evening, we will cook with briquette and stone, old school fire, and good, well-deserved food.
Quello guinalu conac, quello guinalu, quello guinalu conac, quello guinalu. Ton ton diro dir, ton ton dira ton ton ton, dira ton ton ton, dira ton. Got it che fade di pestel, got it che fade. Got it che fade di pestel, got it che fade. Ton ton diro dir, ton ton dira ton ton ton. Dira ton ton, dira ton.
J'ai besoin de mettre tout par là, moi.
Just about to head out to sea. We have about 2 days at sea. Talk to the other man. Everything last preparations. The oars are broken, need a repair, and we are just melting wax down here because our water container started leaking. I need to pour the wax inside so that it stops leaking. And not having the water, we only have it with that ton here. That is with the barrel here. It was a major problem with the water.
C'est bien. La misaine, faut la... Qu'est-ce qui se passe à la misaine? Allez, on hisse vite, sinon ça va nous faire reculer. Dis-moi, tu es méchant d'avoir tué mon canard blanc. v'là le bon vent, v'là le joli vent, v'là le bon vent, mamie m'appelle, v'là le bon vent, v'là le joli vent, v'là le bon vent, mamie m'appelle.
So, Geza, this is our first day of sailing on Le Brioc for this new Odyssey. What is your feeling currently?
To be honest, it feels like, because we're here between Wales, Ireland and the Irish Sea, it feels more like an Arthurian Odyssey rather than a Greek Odyssey from antiquity. And that's also my gateway really into reenactment history, was when I was young, the Arthurian legends and much of the British, Welsh, Scottish, Irish landscape that actually influenced me. And all my early reenactment was geared toward that period, like late antiquity but post-Roman period on the British Isles. And well, through some family we're also linked to Wales, and I have lived 6 years in Ireland, which is just over there. We sailed for another day and a half to get to Ireland. I've lived there, I've studied there. I have lived in Scotland, I play Scottish music, Irish music. So it's part of my culture in a way. I'm very, very much linked to this very land, the sea here. And now bringing this all together is a dream come true. Sailing these lands in a 5th, 6th century ship with the clothes and with a Breton crew. It's as close as it gets to living the Arthurian, in the Arthurian world, isn't it? We've seen our Breton friends reconnect with the Welsh friends here, talk about their language, their heritage, talk about the very sea journeys that separated them as they were once one people. And those sea journeys were done with such boats. So me as a Pannonian these days, to be able to experience that and be part of the crew, be part of this epic journey, that's something I would have never dreamt of. And yet here we are. And I think this is probably one of the best reenactment moments I've ever had.
It's a very nice experience so far. I must confess that despite my unending love for history of art, archaeology, the past, especially classical antiquity, the classical Mediterranean, oceanography, the ocean, and submarine biology was always my other strong passion when I was a kid and a teenager. And until the age of 15, I was still trying to figure out if I wanted to be like a marine biologist, or the guys who may go to the ocean in some submarine, or if I would become an historian or an archaeologist. I decided to study history and archaeology, but this experience now is in a way a sort of junction between those two passions, and I'm very grateful for that.
First shift is just over for me. And now we've got a couple of hours to get some sleep in. And somewhere to sleep. Just on a sheepskin. Go back. And then the next shift starts again. The sea's a little more rough now than it was before, with the occasional, not so big, but larger waves, so the boat's quite rocking up and down. A few of us have a bit of stomach queasiness. I'm still fine. I can feel it might get a little bit queasy later. So now I'm in the middle of the boat and I can feel the rocking a little bit more.
Il filme, il nous filme en train de nous marrer parce qu'il filme. Bah, du coup, non, mais là, les gens ils vont penser que je suis un gros bâtard en train de me foutre de toi. Ça te dirait de me ramener la batterie et la pompe? Je vais repomper au midi. Je vais trouver la place. Ah ouais. Beautiful.